Hi everybody, Bill here from Today in Iowa. Hey, I was up here about a year ago, and if you want to see how I used my land pry grader, take a look at video 103. My friend has since decided to pave that area that you just looked at, and so I thought I would help him out and use the box blade and take a lot of that gravel and material out of there to save the concrete contractor some time and save my buddy a little money. I left this part of the video in to show how much I like that trailer. If you ever purchase a trailer, be sure and get those drop-down legs. It sure makes that trailer very stable when you're backing off. It looks kind of steep, doesn't it? But with those legs down, it works real well. Well, the first thing I did was set up a transom. We wanted to find the top of the garage floor there, and then we're going to make all our measurements off of that. So right about there, right there. And I realized the pole's a little bit slanted, and we corrected that and got it vertical, and that's the top of our concrete floor. And we're going to use that throughout this video. All right, the first thing we wanted to do is break that crust. It's hard packed from being there a couple of decades, I guess, by now. So I'm going to use the box blade, tip those scarifiers forward, and just break up that crust. Those ripper shanks are angled just a little bit, so they get down into the ground pretty quick, and you can see where they're going. Now they have multiple adjustments on it. There you go, see how to dump down in there real quick. And after you break that crust up, boy, it was easy to fill that box blade up with a lot of gravel and material and actually kind of stop the tractor. So I had to figure out what was the right cut or pull to get that off of there. So once I got that figured out, then okay, I'm going to drag all that soil material down the end of the driveway, and the orange line there to the right is what we're going to pave, and we're going to bring these the material down here. It's about 35 feet. Well, it looks like 40 on the left side there. So 35 or 40 feet away from his garage will all be concrete. Now, as we watch this box blade, I wanted to give you a few facts on it. This box blade weighs 500 pounds. It's 72 inches wide. It has 6 ripper shanks with multiple adjustment heights, and I think I have it on the shallowest here. It's iMatch compatible. It's a square tube construction versus some other companies' design, and I like that. And if you'd like to see more on that video, I'll put that video number here so you can take a look at that review. Now, I'm using the top link. You can see I'm making my adjustments there to pitch it forward and allow those scarifiers to break that crust. Then I'm tilting it back a little bit to be level. And then when I get down here where I want to distribute my material, I'm going to raise the box blade up and drop it off. I've quickly learned that I'm going to have a lot of material here, so I'm going to build his driveway up down here past that pour line and just drop it off and level it out. So it's going to get kind of repetitious now. It's drop the scarifiers, break the crust, go back and then drag off the soft material. Well, we watched some of this. Hey, I'd like to do a few shout outs to Tom in Barrie, Ontario, Canada, Mike in Grand Rapids, Michigan, hello, David in Alberta, Canada, thanks for checking in. Dwayne's down in Godley, Texas. David's over in Butler, Pennsylvania. Another David is in Caldwell, Idaho. Thanks for checking in. Patrick is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Fishkop's in Alberta, Canada. James is over in Medford, Oregon. Dunner's in Bristol, Wisconsin. Stephen said hello from Londonville, New York. It's near Rochester. Eric is in Atwater, California. Tim said hello from Freeman, Missouri. Roger checked in from Grand Falls, New Brunswick, Canada. Lynn's up in Alberta, Canada. And Mark checked in from Mount Vernon, Iowa. Had a lot of people take some time and say hello, as you're going to see in the updated map at the end of this video. Thanks, everybody. I always will get back to you. Sometimes I have to do it over the weekends, but I always appreciate your time and would always say hello. That's a lot more material than you would think, but the tractor pulls it along pretty well. When it's when the box blade's filled, it's a pretty good load. I left this video in to show you how ineffective the loader bucket is. I'm really sitting on the fence about purchasing a bucket teeth for this. Now look, it doesn't do a very good job on the crusty part, but look, when it gets into the softer materials, it digs right in. With my box blade and the backhoe, I'm not quite sold that I need the loader bucket teeth yet, but there may be a video in the future with it. Not sure yet. Now here I'm going to demonstrate going backwards. And let's see, now watch what happens to the box blade there. Did you see how, watch now, right there, see how much rock is in the back of it? It actually moved the adjustable top link out as it got stuck. So I was just probably pushing too much. So I readjusted the angle of it, and I didn't have any problem after this. What I'm trying to do is get more efficient, where I can use the scarifiers going one direction, then push back going the other direction. Like I said, I was surprised at how much materials I ended up with here. So there I am scarifying in that direction, and then drop it, and then back blade going the other way. And I've got quite a tilt on it. Take a look at the angle there I have. I'm getting fairly aggressive with it, and it's doing a pretty good job. So again, break that crust, and then I can get right through there. And you can see as soon as I get into the soft soil, it really bogs the tractor down and loads up the box blade, doesn't it? Now my buddy Todd, he's out there trying to figure out where the top of that concrete's going to be. And remember, I want to be about 5.5 inches lower than the concrete floor in this garage. And then if it's 35 or 40 feet away, then I want to be 35 or 48 if I have an eighth of an inch slope on the concrete. So that's about 4 inches slope plus the original 5.5 inches. So I want to be about 9 or 10 inches lower than where we set that benchmark with that pole. Here's another example using the loader. It would have been nice to have my backhoe to get close to that slab. I'm really aware of, if I strike his building and damage that brick veneer, that's not going to be not going to be good for me. So I'm just taking my time and bumping up against there and then trying to take out what I can. There's going to be a little handwork here. There's just no way around it. So I'm going back and forth here and just trying to raise the part of his driveway that's not going to have any concrete, figuring we can bring this gravel back in later around the new concrete. Okay, I'd like to continue with my shout-outs. I'd like to shout out to William over in West Jordan, Utah. Good to have a flag out there. Chris from Columbia, Kentucky. MSS from Hudson, North Carolina. And Harold over in Conway, Missouri. All right, Todd just told me 4 3/4, and I want to be at least 5.5. So I've got a little more to take off now. Again, keeping in mind I want to be that 5.5 or 6 inches up near his garage, and then about 10 inches as far out as 35 or 40 feet. All right, just about 5. So another 1/2 inch, we'll be right where we want to be. I should have brought my forks along. That would have made this task a little bit easier. I've left the video in just to show you how I'm going to take this slab out. I'm very cognizant of loading that loader wrong and causing damage to it, so I'm trying to get under it squarely. And you can see here, break through the crust, and it gets a little bit easier to dig down in there. Boy, I'd had that out of there by now if I had the forks. I never thought of that. So I'm just going to take my time, not damage anything. Get down a little bit lower. Here I'm trying to get on the corner. There we go. Starting to get a little movement there now. There we go. All right, so the way we're going to move it is just back up to it, put a chain around it, and drag it away. Nothing to see here, folks, so I just edited that out, and concrete slab sitting over there in the grass, and it was a non-event. But boy, that sure would have been a lot easier if I had my forks. All right, we're getting pretty close to the end here now. We're just going to repair that area where that slab was. Take a few more poles away from the garage. And again, like I said, there's just going to be some shovel work up near the garage slab. I am going to take a couple of passes in front of it just to see what the box blade will do. So being real cautious and careful here. Again, I don't want to hit that brick. I'm just taking my time and going across the front of his garage there. Just taking my time and trying to get a little bit off of that. Everything I do with the box blade is freehand and eyeball. I don't put it in float mode. I just adjust it as I go forward and back, and then now I can tilt it. We found a little high spot out here using the transom, so I just wanted to take that off the top where we were kind of crowning a little bit. So tilt it forward, get aggressive, and then conveniently I was low on that side, so just kind of push that material over there, and we're going to be done here real quick. And while we wrap the project up, before we look at the United States map and the world map there, I wanted to just say hi to Aylesford in Nova Scotia. Thanks for checking in. Robert over in Green Valley, Missouri. Mike in North Star, Ohio. Hello. Dominic over in Spirit Lake, Idaho. Glad to have Idaho on the map there. Dean over in Deer Lodge, Montana. Jerry out in San Diego. And Ray down Edensburg, Texas. Well, here's the project all complete. The concrete's all down. And it turned out pretty nice, didn't it? He's got a pretty nice pad of concrete there now. Well, let's take a look at the United States map and the world map. Boy, a lot of people said hello last month. Look at the amount of people say hello east of the Mississippi, and I can't overlook my friends down in Dallas, San Antonio, and Oak City have taken time to say hello. And out in the west, I sure could use a hello from North Dakota, Wyoming, and Arizona, but we got a few flags out there in Idaho and Montana this past month. It's kind of fun. I appreciate you all checking in, and let me know where you're viewing from. Thanks a lot. And I don't want to forget my friends up in Canada, and look at Hawaii's represented, and overseas. Hey, have a safe month, everybody. Be kind. We'll talk to you real soon. So long, everybody.